It looks like I have some troops in Africa and some troops in Europe. 6 troops on Asia on Kamchatka as well, but I won't be going for Asia for sure. So I think my continent choice will be either Europe or Africa. But first of all, I want to see what other players do. The blue player has added his troops in North America instead of Africa, so I think Africa it might be it. But first of all, let's use the sneakiest strategy of them all to send the alliance request to absolutely all of my opponents. And I've got some first alliances. The yellow and the blue players have accepted my alliances. That's so really great. Some players tend to take the alliances very seriously, meaning what if I've got such a player who is only allied with me, meaning what I should be in a really big advantage when it comes to the diplomacy wise, and especially if we end up in a 3-player situation or so, as when he will be supposed to target my opponent. And it looks like the purple player has just gone offline. Right, let's play like this and attack territory in Asia, and ideally I would like what the North African troops of the purple bot would be moved out. So far it looks like the pink player is going for Australia, but the green player minds that and wants to go for Australia himself. He successfully wipes out the pink player, but he's still got to wipe 2 troops of mine. I'm not going to contest with him for Australia, so if nobody else wants to fight with him, then Australia will be his. And the pink player switches to going for South America, the continent the yellow player is going for. So I think the pink player might get wiped out from South America as well. So far, judging from my players' moves, I would say that more or less all of them should be low ranked, but we are going to see if I am right. I think the pink and the green players should definitely be low ranked, but not so sure yet about the blue and yellow players. The yellow player switches to going for Europe, which I would say is a smart decision. The yellow player is probably the highest ranked player from all of my opponents, as if the yellow player will be a low ranked player, then he will have definitely crushed the pink player's troops in South America. Let's strengthen my African army, and I only do it because I want to go for Africa, and obviously I'm not going to waste my troops on the purple bot. I want to move him out, so I'm just going to capture a territory in Europe and move those troops closer to Africa. The green player is about to capture Australia, and the biggest question of them all, whether he will actually be the Australian turtle player who sits in Australia and doesn't do anything besides turtling. Or maybe the green player will be a type of player to expand to Asia. It will be really great that the green player will be aggressive type player, so as long as he doesn't target me. Another question, if the bot will be sneaky and adding troops on Siam will invade the green player into Indonesia. That will be just hilarious for sure. The pink player is taking his time to make his turn, and will he capture South America or will he just disconnect like the purple player did? So far it doesn't show what the pink player is offline, but we're about to see how it goes. I mean, I don't mind the pink player disconnecting, it should be even easier for me to win this game. And yeah, another disconnected player, so we got only 4 human opponents, which one of them is me, so I've got a deal with the green, blue and yellow players. They are all of 3 of my opponents, and with 2 of them I have the alliance with. So technically my biggest enemy is the green player right now. And alright, I really appreciate the blue player. Let's send a heart to him. Thanks for moving your troops out from Africa and helping me to capture that continent. I really like you as an ally, the blue player. You're the only one in this game, but let's see how good of an ally the yellow player will be also. And I would really appreciate if the bot would invade the pink bot into South America, but he doesn't, and I think the bot doesn't move that army because I build a big army next to him. So what I'm gonna do is attack a territory over here to help out the yellow player to capture Europe and move out my territory over here in the bottom and see if the bot actually moves his army out or invades the pink player into South America if I do not keep an army next to him. Or you know what, guys, if I do have a set, I could take the green player out, but I do not, and the green player might survive. Also, I will have an option to go into South America. The bot doesn't guard their continent, so once the pink player moves out his troops from South America, I could easily get that continent. But the green player is really looking like a juicy target right now, so unfortunately I do not have a set. Otherwise it would be really great to take him out. But maybe I could still do it. Do you think it's worth the risk? Not so sure, but I really have to think for a moment. The yellow player is moving into... what? No? I thought the yellow player is moving into Europe, but actually he's preventing the blue player from capturing North America, which is really great, and that makes the only issue for me to be the green player who isn't taken care by anyone. Let's actually see if I add 2 troops here and 1 troop here, and how many territories I have to go. 1, 2, 3, okay, 3 territories, and also I have to successfully make the 5 versus 2 attack in Siberia to capture Urals, so let's see if I'm actually able to achieve it. Let's wipe out the green player over here, and I think I will actually make it. No Australia, no win, guys. It is my motto of this game, but I lost even 6 troops, and that is so unfortunate, and I completely failed that. Wow. If only I had gotten a good blitz roll, but I lost even 1 troop more, which wouldn't seem like a lot, but in this case it was crucial. And I do not even have a set at 4 cards, so that couldn't be more unfortunate. Otherwise I will have traded in a set with along of taking the green player out and would have held Australia. But now it's so unfortunate. The bots... looks like just the bot's going to dominate this game. Actually, the green player himself could wipe me out if he gets a set. If he doesn't have a set, then I will trade in a set and 5 cards and wipe him out. So unless I get a very terrible set, but let's hope for either artillery or all 3. Let's hope for either 8 troop set or 10 troop set. I could obviously get a 6 troop set. So let's hope for the best of luck. Will be just hilarious to lose this game. And alright, the blue player trades in a set, and it looks he's the one to take the green player out. Well, at least he's not going for me, which is promising, but I might just get wiped out as well. And if so, that will be the most embarrassing game of mine for a while. I took that risk, but the luck hasn't really that much favored me. And since I do not have a set, I could very likely lose right now. The blue player could just wait and take me out next turn, and especially if he has a set at 3 cards. So that is so unlucky, guys. I cannot believe how hilarious. And yeah, the blue player is taking me... well, he actually doesn't have enough time, but he will definitely have enough of it in the next turn, so it looks like my game is over. On the other hand, the blue player might take alliance with me seriously. Maybe if that's the case, then maybe I survive. So it just really depends. But I am so dead, I'm so dead regardless. At least the purple bot invades the pink bot into Africa instead of capturing a territory of mine in India. Let's actually capture the pink player's territory instead of the blue player's one, as the blue player is my ally, and fortify my troops in Japan. So maybe the blue player will show me some mercy, but I'm really dead. I'm really dead. Otherwise, I guess it would have been such an easy game, but that risk going for the green player has really messed my plans up. It was a matter of a blitz roll, and usually as the attacker you have the attacker's advantage, but it wasn't the case this time, and here's the moment of truth. Let's see if the blue player takes me out or not, and maybe he will go for the yellow player. I don't really... okay. That's really great, but the blue player didn't go for the yellow player, as the yellow player is only the other one real opponent in this game, and if he had taken yellow out, then it would have been only me and the blue player. But maybe the yellow player will consider taking me out himself. The good news is what I think that the blue player is more of a low rank player, and if so he won't be targeting me, and since there's a bunch of strong bots, I think that might really favor me. So it's just really up to the blue player whether to win this game or to lose, to either me or to the bot. The yellow player quits and there's just me and the blue player, with all other players being bots, so the blue player totally got this game as long as he wants to take it into his hands. I'm not even sure what I should do. Maybe I should try taking over South America. I mean, the second place is that's why I currently hope for. The blue player is so much stronger than me, so it doesn't even worth to attack him, and please don't crush my troops with pink player, with pink bot. So I just have to hope that the blue player takes my alliance seriously and shows some mercy for me. I will have to move out from South America. It didn't really go according to my plan, but at least now I'm further from the blue player. I mean, it's really up to the blue player. He either wins or messes this game up. I just have to hope to survive for as long as possible. And so far it looks like he's taking my alliance quite seriously, so that's some really good news. He doesn't attack the bots much, but at least it's better that he attacks the territories of them rather than the territories of miners. He could really take over Asia, so as long as he wants that. Yellow player is still a bot, goes after Europe. I think the bots will just crush themselves or so. Don't really care about them that much, but we'll see what place I could get myself. Could I get second? What's your prediction, guys? Will I be eliminated before bots, or will I get the second place? Or do you think I will make the most amazing comeback ever and even surpass the blue player? That's very unlikely for me to get the first place, but I'm going to try my best. And it's especially unlikely when the blue player is so much stronger than me and also at the same time holds a very safe continent, while I do not have any continent at all. So the only way for me to win right now is to hope that the blue player blunders this game somehow. And so far he's doing that successfully, as he should really try to get rid of me as soon as possible, as I'm the only human opponent left in the game, and after that it will be very easy to deal with the bots, as they're not that much of a challenge. They just crush themselves, and that's it. It's always easier to defeat expert bots rather than novice rank players. They're not really just advanced that much. Either I would like to move out from South America, and I guess my choice will be to go into Africa, but I cannot really have access now. I think that was really a mistake for me to go into South America, as I'm pretty much trapped in. And the blue player is going for North America, so I don't really want to go into it. And yes, I love the purple player crushing low troops. Maybe eventually I will become so much stronger than currently I am. Let's attack the bot's territory over here. Do not attack the blue player's territory in Asia, as he doesn't attack my territories in Asia either, and hopefully that will somehow work out for me well. Alright, that's bad that the bot moves into South America and kinda blocks me the way, but I don't know, I just have to hope for the best. Ideally I would like for one of the bots to become very strong, so the blue player will have a decent bot to fight with, and if I stayed neutral then maybe it will let me make a comeback. But if the bots are going to crush themselves and the blue player stays strong, then the best place I could hope for is the second place. That's what I get by taking the risk trying to take the green player out for Australia. But how do you guys like my no Australia no Win Strat? Alright, let's capture a territory in South America again, and let's hope that the bot will finally move it out from South America. And he adds even more troops in it, that is so bad for me. And yes, of course he uses that army, and he doesn't do anything with the army next to me. I don't really like what the bots build up big armies next to you and doesn't want to move them out from your way. The blue player is still at the point of keep blundering the game, but he only attacks one territory per turn, and even if he crushes some troops, it's still not enough for me to make a comeback. Especially with a pink bot playing aggressively towards me, and I see that was such a big mistake to move into South America when not being able to immediately take over it and properly guard both of my borders. Let's hope what the yellow bot will actually help me out dealing with the pink bot. And that's nice, place invade into Africa. Yes, he invades the pink bot into Africa, and that's good. Maybe the bot will finally move his 14 troops army into Africa, as he doesn't have another army next to North Africa to recapture it. I do not really want to attack the 6 troops territory over here, so I think I will rather attack the blue player's territory over here and fortify my troops next to the yellow player, so to not pressure the blue player. Let's see how it actually works out, and let's hope the bot finally moves his army out, and yes, that's great. I think I could finally capture South America in case the bot doesn't bring more troops here. He does such a random fortification choice, and that's really weird. I do not have a set, otherwise I could have really gone for South America, but maybe I should still do it. I think yeah, otherwise the bot is going to add even more troops into South America, and the blue player doesn't seem to be concerned much about me, and I need to start getting some more troops. Looks like this time I'm really playing for the second place, and the blue player is really dominating the game and is about to completely eliminate the purple bot out. I'm not even sure if I should take over South America anymore. I think it takes over North America right now, which is bad for me, but I think I completely lost all of the chances to make a comeback for the first place, but the second place is still what I could achieve. Maybe I should play even more passively, so not weaken myself too much, as otherwise if I weaken myself too much, then the blue player might just decide to eliminate me first, before even other bots. But let's capture a territory over here. Well, let's actually take over South America and see how the blue player responds to that. I will finally start getting some troops. So unless the blue player wipes me out right now, but I mean, he could have done it a long time ago. Right now my only hope to win is what if the blue player wastes too many troops on the bots, but I don't think that's really possible. Let's see where he Alright, he fortifies next to me, and I don't really like it. I think he understands that I'm his biggest threat right now, but nothing I can do much. I think I can just wipe out the pink bot from my screen, so this way I will have a guaranteed third place since I cannot win anymore. But let's see how it actually turns out. And now I think I will do the same for the yellow player. Let's do some manual rolls here, as I want to have enough troops to invade the blue player into North America. So manual rolls should really help me, or maybe not necessarily, depending how bad or good. So far I'm even on them. And alright, 2 troops more, let's do 1 more, and yes, I really like it. Now let's switch back to the blitz option and finish taking the yellow bot, and this time I'm guaranteed to get the second place without having to get the mercy of the blue player. Let's trade in a set over here and invade the blue player right here. I think I should just go after territories. I think if the blue player doesn't recapture that much stuff, then maybe it will increase my chances. And right now let's do 4 manual rolls. Let's hope to get some good ones again. So far I'm even on lose, and right now I'm even losing too. And alright, let's fortify like this, I guess. And let's see what the blue player is able to do. As you can see, this endgame is not equal at all. The blue player has a big advantage, but if he doesn't recapture many territories, then maybe I will be able to make a comeback. But otherwise, even if he doesn't recapture many territories, he will still have enough troops to properly guard some of his borders and continents. But so far he wasted half of his turn just invading me into Europe and capturing 1 territory. He crushes that army, and hopefully he doesn't fortify his North African army in Central America. And that's right, so this way I can still invade him into South America and go after the territories Okay, I forgot to switch to the let's option, but let's wipe out his territories over here and let's see if I can win this endgame just by this speed difference alone. Let's see how it actually goes. The blue player is at 9 territories right now. I do not have a set right now, but let's see how the things go. It will be really amazing comeback for sure if I actually win. As I really hope that the second place is the best I can get, and I really like what the blue player got a bad blitz roll. That is so awesome. A bad blitz roll here, which makes him waste some troops. Another bad blitz roll, loses another troop. This one is alright, but looks like he won't have enough troops to properly defend South America, which is very good. So the only troop bonus for him will be his Australian troops. Let's actually invade him for another time. I've got a bad blitz roll again. Let's capture some more territories, and the blue player is at 9 territories again, so that's really promising for sure. The way for him to win this endgame is to capture as many territories as possible. He shouldn't really left his 16 troops army on Australia and let me have so many territories when he could just take down the majority of them and guaranteed winning the game for himself. But since he isn't that much aggressive, that might really lead me of making a comeback. So I really like my odds right now, but the blue player has started to being more aggressive, which I don't really like, but he stops right now and wastes some time. And let's see guys. I think yeah, the blue player is a lower ranked player and doesn't know how to finish this game. So that's really amazing for me for sure. Should I trade an asset? I mean, that's my only option. I cannot skip a card, and let's get a card on Northern Europe, I guess. And should I go for this one? I think yes, for the attacker's advantage. Let's go guys. Okay, I want 2 troops on that, and let's take over all of those territories, and the blue player this time is at 8 territories, so that's good. That's really good. I'm slowly taking more and more advantage, but if a blue player wants, he can still make a comeback. It's up to him. He just has to capture as many territories as possible with his armies, and that's it. He will just win the game. I wouldn't receive so many troops from the territorial troop bonus anymore, and that will be the game for me, so it's all in the blue player's hands. Good thing that he's slow, but even though he is slow, he can still take over many territories with his Australian army, and it looks he is finally doing that, which is not good for me, but okay, alright, I thought he will just split his army, but right now I might invade him into Austria. No, he just ends up completely blocked. Alright, I think he completely botched his game with this move, and that's really promising for me for sure. I think I will start capturing the territories from North Americas. I want to capture more territories in overall, so to be in a good territorial advantage once again. The blue player this time is at 10 territories, but as long as he is in fewer than 12 territories, he doesn't get an additional troop bonus for holding more territories. Alright, that's really not so good that I only have a 4 troop set, but maybe I will still have to trade it anyway. I do not really want the blue player to start regaining some advantage again, so even though it's 4 troops, I think maybe I will still be forced to do that. I could wait for one more turn, as 10 versus 4 should be 100% blitz roll, so I think I will hold for one more turn, and that's a really bad blitz roll. And let's see if we can bring the blue player below 12 territories, and that's it. The blue player doesn't get an additional troop. It's really awesome news for me. Let's see what he's going to do next. I mean, that's just hilarious that I'm winning this endgame. If a blue player had some more knowledge on the endgame strategy, then that would have been 100% chance that he wins this endgame, but right now it's very promising for me. And let's see if I got a better set, and yes, for waiting I get even 10 troop set, which is really good for me. Especially good news is that the blue player just blocked his army on Siam on purpose, so he won't be really able to do anything. I guess let's trade in some troops in Peru right here. And how many troops I should have? 12, only more, I think 14 right here and 9 over here. Let's go, let's crush that army, 100 blitz %, and I get a very good blitz roll, and I think I will take over all of those 4 continents. Let's see. That's really promising. Where I should fortify, I could either fortify here or I could either fortify here. I think maybe this one will be a better choice. And let's see what the blue player does now. He doesn't have a set, so he won't be able to invade me through all of my continents. I think he could either invade Europe and North America or Europe and Africa. I think won't be enough troops to invade North America as well if he goes into Africa and then into Europe. So I will just receive a ton of troops from my continents and territories. Do I even have a set? I do not, but that doesn't really matter. And I guess let's show you guys the 4 continents in game strategies when you capture both of the Americas, Africa and Europe, and you have 4 borders to guard. One of them is either in Kamchatka or Alaska, so let's add some troops right here. I guess 6 might do a wonder. And another one will be in Ukraine and another in Middle East. So let's do that. Let's set up my border on Middle East, and now after capturing Europe I will fortify those troops in Ukraine, and the blue player, if he doesn't have a set, won't be really able to do much. The game is over for him. He really made a big mistake by not capturing as many territories as possible when he could with all of his troops, and another mistake was to block his Australian army on purpose, meaning that in a situation like this he could have just ended letting me to hold all of those 4 continents, but he does have a set, so he can break through all of them, but with that the game will just be over for him. He won't be really able to do anything much more, especially if he keeps his troops blocked again. Let's see if he actually learned his lesson or not. If he learned his lesson, he should leave Australia. I mean, not necessarily all of the troops, but he could have still left some troops in Australia, but to leave his whole army in it is just a big mistake. And let's repeat that again. Let's do actually 10 troops here. Let's set a troop over here, right here, and let's recapture these continents, guys, and we will see. The blue player will get to learn a lesson for another time. Let's strengthen it, and the blue player is completely trapped for another time. The last time he was able to get away, but this time he cannot do anything, and I will receive tons of troops. Good game, blue player says good game. Let's send a heart for him. And thank you very much. The blue player just quits. And this is how you guys make a comeback. And another important lesson is to make alliance with the players, as if a blue player hadn't been my ally, maybe he will just wipe me out in the first suitable opportunity and wouldn't let me make such amazing comeback like that. And now let's see what the ranks of the players were. Whether I was actually right that all of them were low ranked, or maybe some of them actually were high, but I highly doubt. And the yellow player is a must. And now, if you want to watch another amazing comeback from only 5 troops, then I would recommend checking this video out. That's a good one.